Welcome to American Black Journal. I'm Stephen Henderson. 10 years ago, journalist Luther Keith walked away from a longtime career at a Detroit newspaper in order to pursue a dream. He had an idea about how to bring residents and other volunteers together to improve neighborhoods in the city that he loves and strengthen community pride. The idea became the nonprofit organization Arise Detroit. The annual Neighborhoods Day is Arise Detroit's signature event. Thousands of people from all walks of life come together and take part in a variety of activities across the city. On the first Saturday in August, the number of volunteers, events, and sponsors have all grown tremendously since the inaugural Neighborhoods Day. The activities include festivals, educational events, cleanup projects, home renovations, gardening, and much, much more. Here to tell us more about the 10-year anniversary event is Executive Director Luther Keith. He is joined by Reverend Aaron McCarthy, President of the Detroit chapter of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. Thank you both for being here.
Thanks for having me, Steve.
10 years, how can that be possible?
Wow, time has flown by, but it's been a great ride, and it's a great testament to the people of Detroit and people who love Detroit to take this day, the first Saturday of August, and turn it into a really incredible community service day, I believe unlike any city in America, and a day of great pride, great work, and with the common goal of creating a better Detroit for us all.
Yeah, when I say the event has grown, that's sort of an understatement. I mean, when you started this out, it was really small, and now it's huge. Yeah,
the first year we did this, in 2007, we really didn't know what we were doing. We had about 50 to 55 events all over the city in different neighborhoods, and we thought that was a lot. But it quickly moved to 100, and for the last 3 years, we had over 200. Last year, we set a record of 256 registered events. This year, we're thinking that we're going to go over 300. Right now, we have over 200 if you go to our website. So it's a tremendous reflection of how much people love their city and want to be part of something really great that connects the whole city.
Yeah, and the way this works is you work with the neighborhood groups in various parts of the city to decide what it is they might want to do on that day, what needs doing, what might be exciting or engaging for the people there, and then you sort of coordinate it.
Exactly. One of the great things about Neighborhoods Day, Rise Detroit does not actually plan any of the events. They are all done by the churches, blocks, and community groups themselves. They decide what to do, where to do it, how to do it. And so we try to string that together and market it and lift it up and put it on a stage that says, this is a great thing, this is a great day for Detroit, and be part of it. And the community has responded, and that's how it has grown, because people have told us that this is an idea that they want to be connected to, want to be part of. So it's been amazing to see the growth and excitement that it generates.
Yeah. Reverend McCarthy, you guys are part of Neighborhoods Day this year. Talk about what your role is.
You know, we would be remiss not to be involved in such an occasion. Dr. Martin Luther King is the original marcher, and when you say peace walk, you're saying nonviolence. You're saying a time for calmness. You're saying a time for tranquility, peace. That's what we do. We're here to support him in each and every way he wants. We're going to start from Jefferson, and we're going all the way down to 94. Interstate 94. And along the way, we're going to incorporate all of the clergies, all of the churches, all of the monasteries along the way to assist in this great effort. This is an effort where everyone gets to a chance to come together. You know, it's far between. To work together to show the world that, with us being the #3rd most violent city in the country, that we want to do something about it.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is a really important time to be talking about peace walks or peace marches in the city of Detroit, not only because of the things that we see going on in the streets with people killing each other, but also think about what happened this week in the news, the killing of two more African-American men at the hands of police. I mean, we really do need to focus on that idea of nonviolence, and certainly nonviolent resistance, right? To what's going on.
You know, there's a way for each nonviolent. I think we forget about the principles and the steps. If we all take the courage and just be courageous, you can be nonviolent. It's easy to walk away.
Yeah. Luther, talk about the last 10 years. When you walked away from the newspaper, I still work for the newspaper. I think about people who've done that and tried to find new lives. I think you are by far the most successful example I can think of, and I don't mean that in a monetary or an economic way. I just mean in terms of impact and satisfaction.
Well, you know, that's a very good point. I was telling someone, I often tell the story when I was a columnist. You can relate to this as a columnist yourself, Steve. When you're a columnist, you can't make everybody happy no matter what you do. And I could write a column I could write a column and say, we should all love each other, and I would get an email back saying, Luther, you idiot.
Right. I don't love you.
But now when people ask me what I do, I say I run a nonprofit that tries to help children and families and improve life in Detroit. Nobody ever says, like, I'm against that. I want to fight you about that. They always say, really? How you doing that?
What can I do? Right?
Every day, I'm meeting in a place of hope and common ground where we believe that we can make it better. We have problems we can overcome, that we can work together, just like Reverend McCarthy and other people. Everybody who's part of Neighborhoods Day believes that we can make a better community.
Yes.
And so as you put out positive energy, you connect with other positive energy. And so I've been very fortunate and blessed that a lot of great people all over this community have embraced a little idea that we had. And quite frankly, Steve, I didn't know where this thing was going to go or if it made sense at all. It's just an idea that I had. And through the grace of God and a lot of community support, it has grown very organically. I mean, every day is different, every year is different. And what has happened, Steve, as now we have emerged in the age of, quote unquote, the age of the comeback in Detroit, and sometimes I think it's overused, but I think one thing, overall, there's a different feeling about the city. Not that things are great and things are perfect, but it's a better feeling about this. It's like the stock market. Oh, I think this is a buy time, not a sell time.
Right.
So I think this is a buy time in Detroit, and Arise Detroit is simply an instrument for that.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that change over 10 years. I mean, you back to 2007, it was a really different city.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
A lot of the energy and excitement that we've seen in some parts of town wasn't there.
Right.
Some of the deterioration that we now see hadn't really taken hold yet.
Right. It's been a rocky ride, and we've gone through our issues with political problems or corruption, however you want to call that. You know, with the foreclosure crisis, which is we're still coming out of. But I think even with all of that, there was a seed of hope that has never gone away with Detroit. And what has happened, as circumstances have changed, and as certain businessmen and investors have come into Detroit and other people have started talking about Detroit, it's a different feeling. And now we're getting companies that just want to put Detroit on their products because they think it's going to sell more. But one thing that, you know, we're in the time of the new Detroit and the old Detroit and the tensions of old and new. But you've always got to have somebody that's going to hang in there through the tough times. Hang in there when other folks are telling you, you're crazy to do that. You should move out. It doesn't make sense. And so a lot of folks have held on, and a lot of folks now are convinced to come in because those folks held on. And so this should not be a zero-sum game, us against them. And we should embrace the old, welcome the new, most importantly, have respect and work together. That's what we need to move Detroit. Respect everybody, move forward, and build something really great for this city. And it's thrilling to be part of something like this with so many people all over this city, in neighborhoods, the most affluent, the most challenged, the block clubs, the churches.
Everybody sort of comes together.
It is. It's really great.
So on this book that you gave me about last year's event, there's this wonderful quote at the bottom. Neighborhoods Day gives people a sense of ownership and pride in the neighborhood. That's from Peyton Wilkins of the Eastside Community Network. But that's such a wonderful way to capture what we're really doing here, right?
Yeah, it really is. And again, Neighborhoods Day is not about one day. These people are working throughout the year, but it's on this day that we can lift it up on a grand stage and say, we want to recognize this is your day. As I often say, it's the birthday for the neighborhoods of Detroit, as I often do. I may have used this on your show before when, you know, your family loves you, Steve, but on your birthday, you get a chocolate cake. That's a good one.
It's a better day, right?
But that's what it is. So we want to, you know, these are not the people that necessarily call the press conference or get the big accolades, but they're the people that are there. So, but fortunately, we have great corporate support people. We have thousands of volunteers from corporations. We have people coming in doing work at schools. So it's a great way to really to make a difference. That's why we call it literally a day that changes Detroit, because things change on Neighborhoods Day, and we want to keep them changing in the right way.
Yeah, Reverend McCarthy, you've gotten all of the churches along that stretch, right?
Yes, I've
to come out and
each and every
be
one
part of it.
They've assured me of their support, which is a wonderful thing. When you can get everybody, especially your clergy,
right,
especially your clergy, to come in and participate, then you have a growth that's happening, and it's going to continue to grow because it grows throughout the neighborhoods, it grows throughout the state also.
Yeah.
So with the clergy in on it is which was Dr. Martin Luther King's original idea.
Right.
And with the conditions that we're in right now, what Arise Detroit is doing, that's magnificent. That's just a wonderful thing. It's right in line with what our mission is.
Yeah.
And like I said before, I would be remiss not to involve SCLC in a peace walk.
Yeah, I know it's too late for neighborhoods to sign up for this year, but it's not too late for people to participate. I mean,
people actually can
still
volunteer. They can go to our website, arisedetroit.org, and we have all the events are listed. So you literally can go down and cherry pick hundreds of events, what you want to do. Simply call them up directly, make a connection, get involved. It can be, we have some events that are going to have thousands of volunteers. We have some may have 50 or 20, but all of them make a difference. Each one is a statement of hope about our community. And that's why it's important, we think, to lift this day up and to be part of it and celebrate it.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for being here. Good luck and congratulations on 10 years.
Thank you.
One of the most hopeful stories I know in the city of Detroit is yours. So it's always
thank you, and I appreciate
great
the
to have
opportunity
you
to
here.
share it with your viewers.
Yeah.